Hey Kate, how you doing, students? Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the upcoming exam and to go over a little overview of the exam. Now, this is the exam is due Tuesday, February 6th, is when the final date to actually submit it is. Now, you can start on it on Monday, but you have Monday and Tuesday to actually do it. Now, once you start on it, you do have to finish it in the time that you actually you start. So you'll have an hour to do the exam, which is the same amount of time that I usually would give a face-to-face class. Now you have an advantage in some ways to a face-to-face class. You could potentially look up stuff within your web pages, anything like that. Now there is danger in that, and the reason I say that is because some people actually will spend too much time on their things and not get done in time. Now, I would suggest, and another danger of that is that sometimes Canvas and sometimes your web browsers will have problems because you're on multiple sites at once, and therefore the quiz ends or the exam ends prematurely because of the problems that you're having with your web service. If you have too many links, it goes slow. If you have too many links open, it might actually even cut the exam. Now, if that happens, you just got locked out of your exam, right? And you won't be able to redo it. So the point comes I suggest that you'd only have that browser open and treat it as if you were in a face-to-face class. Study for it, get ready for it, just like you were in a face-to-face class, and then take the exam like you were like that. Okay. Now I can't stop you from having another device open or something like that to look up things, and that's fine. I'm not going to stop you from doing it. It's not even considered cheating for doing it. But I will suggest to you that it's going to take you a lot longer to get through the exam, and you might not be able to get through it all. There's, if I remember right, there's like 56 questions, but some of them are matching questions where you have to do multiple parts and things like that. And so you'll need to make sure that you have enough time to finish that exam. The average student should have no issue with taking that exam in that amount of time. Okay, and most of you will get it done way before the time, based off of that. So now I do times because I have to at some point for an online class, and it's one of the ways that we do to reduce potential cheating or and things like that. And so now you won't be able to get to know the right. A lot of them they'll tell you if you got it wrong or right. If you got it wrong, it won't tell you what the right answer is right now. But you will be able to know and within usually it's about 2 or 3 days after the exam, I open up those answers to you, and you can go back and study from it. Okay, so just remember that you can go back and study from the exams. But I usually won't open it up until I know that everybody's taken the exam and it's been graded properly and stuff like that. Okay, so just realize that. Now it probably will give you a grade right after you're done. Do realize that I do a curve on my exams, so that is what we call it, your raw grade or your temporary grade, until I actually go in and do the curve. What I usually do with a curve is I take the averages from everybody's scores and then see what the high is in the class, and then kind of tweak it from that. Okay, you'll never get lower in a curve. In my curves, I use what we call sliding curves, which means you only will get higher in a curve. You'll never get lower. So that's advantageous to you more than anything. I do that to gauge where students are and to be able to help them to challenge the more advanced students, but also to assist to want to push students who aren't still having issues. Right? Okay, so how do you get to this? Now in Module 5 is where you'll see your exam, and there will be an overview, objectives, things like that. So because of the first half of this week, you will be doing your exam, and it will be due Tuesday evening. Okay, which means that you should prepare for it beforehand. Now in the other modules, there was these objectives, right? And when you click through the objectives, those objectives, for example, let me go to Module 4 real quick. Oh, let me save that. I forgot to do that. Apologize. So if you go to, like, for example, Module 4, there's these objectives, and these objectives will help you to understand what kind of questions I'm looking for in an exam. Okay, that's why I put them there. I help them. If you understand these questions and you can answer these questions, then you probably will do well on the exam. I also lots of times will put questions that we sometimes will get from our reading quizzes, sometimes even our online activities, to put those on the quizzes. I usually will reformat them and put them in the quizzes a little bit. Sorry, in the exams a little bit. So those are different options there. So in Module 5, you'll have an overview, because in this week we'll still be doing the exam the first part of the week, and the second part of the week we'll start getting into our next topic, which is plate tectonics. Okay, so there will still be lectures and readings and objectives, but those objectives, readings, and lectures are going to be the same for this week and next week, because they're going to be plate tectonics takes about a week and a half to go through. Okay, there'll still be a discussion this week, so make sure you do that. It's just going to be a little lower scale than some of the other ones in the past. Okay, so excuse me. So to actually access this, you go to your assignment and exam link right here in your module, and then you'll push exam 1. That exam 1 will take you to this exam 1 page. This gives you instructions, and it tells you how to actually do this. The exam will be open from Monday, March 5th to Tuesday, March 6th. I would suggest to not wait until the last minute to do it. If you have any technical problems arise, having problems with your internet or something like that, they're less likely to be resolved if you're doing it at 11 o'clock at night, right? And so that means you only have 59 minutes to take the test, first of all, and you will, if any problems arise, I won't be awake, and nobody else will probably be awake to be able to assist you very much. So understand that. Now, if you, let's say you took this during my general office hour, or general time I'm available, which is usually Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. If you do it during that time frame, and let's say you have a snag in the middle of the exam, you can hurry and email me. During those days, I'm going to try to watch my email very closely, so to see if I can get you any help at all if possible. But that's only a last resort. You should hopefully be doing a lot of this by yourself. Check your computer specifications. There are some requirements for Canvas, and there are certain browsers that work better on Canvas. For example, Firefox or Google Chrome tend to work better on Canvas, and therefore you'll have a better chance of not having any problems with the exam if you go with those browsers. It would probably be a good idea to disable pop-up blockers, just because sometimes if the exam won't work properly if you don't. And so if you you might want to disable them. Okay, I highly recommend that you do not use Wi-Fi. Okay, I highly recommend that you do use a hardwired connection somehow, either from your computer at the library or on campus, on the campus computers. You're going to have less of a chance to actually get dropped from the exam if you're on something that actually has a good internet connection. Okay. I also suggest that you use a desktop or a laptop computer. You can do it on mobile devices. You could do it on tablets, but I promise you right now, you have once again, you're getting your higher chance to actually having problems if you're going to be on those devices doing your exam. Okay. I'd say close all your other windows and applications. This is to actually also make it so you don't slow it down. It doesn't take forever to go to each link, to each question, because it does take you one question at a time. And so if everything's running really slow, sometimes it can have problems. And if you have tons of windows open, tons of other things open, tons of parts of the internet open, you could run into problems more. So just remember that. Okay. During the exam, I would suggest you just go through here, take note of the due dates, the points, the questions, the time limit, and instructions. Make sure you watch the time, because it will tell you how long you have left. Okay. When you take the exam, I would once again suggest that you do not navigate away from the exam window, or close it, and don't use your browser navigation buttons like back, forward, home, and stuff like that. Okay, select your answers by clicking Next if displayed. Okay, and I'll show you an example of that. This is a timed exam. You will have you have an hour to do it, so you should be about a minute per question. You'll be fine. And if you did that, you'd be over before the hour time, because there's, I think, remember, 53 questions if I remember right. Okay, so you have a higher chance if you navigate away from that window that window could actually close, and therefore would drop lock you out of your exam, and therefore you get whatever you got to. All right, so it's better to not navigate away from that window. Okay. only push submit. Only push submit when you are done with the test. That is a big, big issue. Don't ever push submit for the question. Just push next for the question. Don't push submit. Okay. Exam issues. If you do have problems, you can always shoot me an email. You can search the Canvas guides if you want. Report the problem. Ask the community. There's a help question. There's a marker in the corner down below. Okay. If you do have those problems, it would be good to take a screenshot of what you're seeing. And I gave you some instructions on how to do those in both Apple and Windows, depending on what kind of platform you're using. Okay, so those are the main things to do. So when you click on this link, it should take you straight to the exam, right? Okay. So now for me, I'm instructor, so it's going to take me here first. But if I go to preview, it will show you what it would look like. Okay. Go on, preview. And it's not doing it. Why is it not doing it? I'll be able to change later. There it goes. So I'm going to just show you quiz 1, not question 1, and that's fine. I don't mind that. These questions are random. Not random, but the answers are random. So don't push submit quiz. I'll push next. If you push next, it will go to the next question. If you push submit quiz, you're done. So please, please don't do that. Okay. Anyways, if you have any other questions, let me know. But it's hopefully should be fairly straightforward. There up in here will be your time running. I'm going to move myself for a second. It will be your time running here. You can hide that if you want. It will give you a warning about a minute before you're done, but that will give you the time in which you have. You only have one attempt on this, so just like an exam, if it would be in face-to-face class, so only one attempt. So don't make sure you do that. Anyways, if you have any questions, let me know.